We are here for another episode of the LinkedIn Tear Down with your host, James Ski. Special guest today, Hector Forwood. Hector, how are you getting on?
Yeah, not bad, thanks. Excited to be here and get roasted.
Hey, I'm glad you do. Where are you in the world these days?
I'm in Wandsworth, but I typically move around quite a lot. So some of our team's based in South Africa, so I might be dodge the cold months and go there for from January to March.
Yeah, your co-founder mentioned that to me. I'm actually quite up for that. So maybe we should get a little crew of us to go over there.
Sure, let's do it.
Okay, look, the purpose of the LinkedIn Teardown is to review our guest LinkedIn profile, but it's not really just about that. Really, it's about to give you the latest and greatest tactics, tips, and tricks on how to absolutely build a killer following in 2024 and beyond. Also, to learn about what Hector's all about, what cares about, what matters to him, what he could do better, what he needs to change, what he needs to improve, etc., etc. So, Hector, just before we get into the teardown and a bit of a roast, you're an easy. I've already just spotted.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Can you just give us a little bit of a flavour of your background, who you are today, what you're focusing on, and what you're building for the future for the world to see?
Yeah, sure. So my background, I was the first junior salesperson at Cognism. So I scaled with them to 150 employees, opened their US office. Then I thought I learned everything I needed to know and went off and tried one company, which died in about 6 months. Then fundraised a bunch of money, did another company, and then this is now my third, which is Fluencer. So we run a business influencer marketplace, and we help brands get their message out there and generate revenue through LinkedIn influencer marketing.
What does that mean, that last bit about fluencer? Is that an illness? Is that...
I've heard that one before. So the reality is it took us 2 weeks of finding names because the B2C influencer space has been going since about 2014. And so every variation, pun, absolutely everything you could think of was taken as a domain and have very mixed reviews about the name. Some people really like it. Some people think it seems like an ailment.
No, I think it says what it does on the tin. And for me, I've always liked those type of names. All right, let's get into it. Okay, the first thing, and it's bothered me since you've been doing it, right? And I know the answer to it, but why bother with the flipping dinosaurs and
Easiest way to catch automated email, like automated messages.
But why does it matter? You know what they look like anyway. Or are you getting that many and you're that bothered by it that you want to put dinosaurs in your profile?
Because of the space that I work in, every day I'd say I have about 40 messages in my LinkedIn inbox. So it's a very easy way just to cull them out. But that actually came from my previous company, Contoura.
Okay. I like it. Would you recommend a layman to do it or a normal salesperson?
I actually think it does because yes, because one is the automated piece, and two is people really start picking up on the emoji whenever you message them or your profile. And so when I go to networking events like Sales Confidence, I often get referred to as the dinosaur guy.
That works. Okay, I hear that. The B2B influencer marketing to grow pipeline. B2B influencer marketing to grow pipeline. You're the CEO of Fluencer, obsessed with business influencer marketing. Sounds pretty good to me. Paid content creators 1 million, generate free for over 10,000. I like this. Stats. When was that photo taken?
I did that on the day we launched, which would have been December 3rd of last year. So December 3rd, 2023. And those were my goals. And the reason I did that is because I have to be on LinkedIn a lot to speak to influencers and brands and other people. And every day it reminds me of what I'm working towards for that year.
Okay, I like that. I like that as well. Now, my only challenge would say is that's personal to you. Is that interesting to the people you're trying to influence with an offer. And I think you're missing a trick here. Yes, I know it's the business influencer marketplace, but can't you call it the business influencer marketplace for LinkedIn, or is that murky waters?
Murky waters, and we actually do other media types like newsletters and things like that. So part of what we're doing is in future, we're going to expand more when we get more APIs into other spaces. But at the moment, we're just primarily focusing on newsletters, podcasts, webinars, and LinkedIn. However, it's applicable to, the vision we're planning to grow into.
Okay. I actually think this is probably one of the better ones we've seen, mate, so far.
Wait till you read my about section. You can have a field day in there.
We haven't got to that yet. So now I'm going to go to visit my website. I'm going to bring up your website. Okay. Now, I've obviously known you. We're friends. We're going back years now. I like this space. Arguably, people would call me an influencer in the sales space.
Yep.
I have made some good money. I've made some great money at being a so-called influencer, mainly through sponsorship deals. Why would I come and use your platform? And how do I get paid? How do I make my money?
As a creator, all you need to do is sign up, let us know how much you'd like to be paid per post, and submit your audience analytics. And the way that we do that is either we have a Chrome extension, which will collect your audience analytics. Just a quick note here. There are a ton of tools. I'm not going to name any names that will basically use their servers, proactively scrape stuff, get you banned. Very easy to do, especially if you send lots of automated LinkedIn messages. Ours is built in a passive way where it only will pull whenever you actively request it to, and it will get you impressions data, audience data, and we show this to brands. And then they will work out, okay, based off your impressions, engagement, and the type of people engaging, which is really, really important. Because if all your audience is SDRs, they're not decision makers, it's unlikely you'll get sponsored. They use that to pick a specific influencer. The second layer of how someone will get paid is what kind of content they write about. So if you've got good impressions, good engagement, and a good audience, you, for example, are followed by a lot of CROs, VPs of sales, so on and so forth, then they would probably pay you. I saw you wrote 1,000 there. I'd need to roast your profile and have a look, but I could probably benchmark it off the top of my head. It's probably in the right ballpark. And then if you post about things like sales training methodology, then someone like Gong might be a good brand partner for you, and they might pick you. You'd do a collaboration with them, submit a draft, do the post, then you'd get paid 7 days afterwards.
Okay, where's my extension?
If you click here is the link to the Chrome extension, you can download it.
Thought I did that, but it's in my Chrome. Oh, where? Here we go. You have it. Now what do I do?
Then agree to TOS, so just hit next, and that's it.
Okay. Yeah. And then I'm booking in a call, or
if you feel the need to chat to me in more depth about how our process works.
I'm sold. You give me some. You make me $1,000 a post. This video is going to go viral.
I need to look at your metrics first.
Okay, fine. I'm negotiable. Let's have a look what else is going on the website. This is supposed to be a LinkedIn roast, but I like to look at the website. I like this. Are you using testimonials.com for this?
I use a competitor called Senja, which is fantastic, and I couldn't recommend it enough.
Okay, I like this. We know a few people here. I know Kieran. Okay, you need a few more. I know this guy, German, isn't he? Lives in South Africa or South America. Andy Laws, Snore. All right. Pricing, BI process. Let's have a look at your pricing.
Gated.
That's a bit old school and nasty, isn't it? 'Come on, it's not 2015.
The thing is, it varies so much from person to person, depending on what they want. So there's not really any point having a specific price in there. As we roll out our platform, it will become and more of our self-serve product is released, then it will be on there. But for right now, it's gated.
Okay, fine. Okay, let's have a look at this. Wow, that's long. You build stuff, you consult, blah, blah, blah. You're obsessed with SaaS, who isn't? You're innovative. You're deep. You founded Hoist. I help companies. Yeah, this is terrible.
Yeah, it is. I think I wrote it maybe a year or two ago. I need to update it for Fluencer, basically.
Yeah, you need, what is the value you're giving your audience now? How are you helping people? Let's see if Barry's coming through on the live. Oh, no. Okay. Let's just hold on. Let me see. No one there. Okay. Okay. I think I don't even need to mention it because I think you should just send me a DM when you've updated it and I'll voice note you because I think you know where you're at. 16,000 followers. How do you feel about that journey? What's your goal at the end of 2024? Where would you like to be in this time in 2025 and why? Why does it matter or not?
So I'm on track to hit 1 million impressions for the first time by the end of this year, which I'm very excited about. And in terms of followers, so if I think about how long I've been doing LinkedIn content for, I've been doing it for probably 8 years, not as nearly as consistency as I have for the last like maybe 2 or 3. And I see people with 80,000 followers or 100,000 followers and also see how much they get paid, right? Because we help do their brand deals. And I guess I'm not sure if envy is the right word, but I would like to hit the kind of 25 to 35K maybe sometime next year. The thing is, I know how to do it. I just don't want to do it in the way that you're able to. So one of the easiest ways to grow your LinkedIn follow account is you would utilize a billboard that says some form of motivational quote that is widely applicable to lots of people, repost motivational black and white pictures of Simon Sinek, things like that, write some content that is what I would argue to be quite generic advice. And you will get a lot of likes and a lot of engagement. And it is a really easy way to grow your follow account. I don't do that because I think it is better to post content that's related to what I'm doing. So I post a lot about business influencer marketing. And then I'm also involved in investing, startups. So I'll either post about the industry or fundraising or things like that.
No, and well, do I buy that? I mean, it sounds lovely, but at the end of the day, if you get more followers, you've got more engagement. The stuff that you do want to be known for will also get more engagement, more followers. No.
So I get asked a lot about how to grow a LinkedIn profile because we spend so much time analyzing people's profiles for finding good fits for brands to work with. And through that process, I've learned a lot of trends and themes. The first is you can max out at about 4 personas or like 4 key topics that you should be known for to talk about. So mine personally are business influencer marketing, like founder advice, operator advice for early stage CEOs, investing, and then the 4th one is basically just random things from politics to things I think are funny and stuff like that. And pick each of those as a persona. And whenever you write a post, you should write as if you're talking to that specific individual. I wouldn't be able to write a post, for example, addressing all 4 of them in the same space. The other thing that's really important when being known for a specific topic is things like your media. So I only really write text-based posts. If you went through my posts for the last 3 months, I would say 80% are text-based, and then maybe 15% are or 20% are image-based. the thing about doing that is you will get more engagement and clicks if you associate pictures or carousels or things like that. And so a lot of the best growing profiles will heavily leverage other points of media. I am just lazy and I cannot be bothered to create carousels, graphics for every post every day.
Sorry to interject. Do you think people would pay for that service, like a founder LinkedIn influencer package?
People do.
Okay, carry on.
What about growing a LinkedIn brand?
Yeah.
So your choice of media type is really important. Another thing that people massively overlook is commenting. If you are proactive and do about 30 minutes worth of commenting a day, and so there's a really good tool called userware.co, Alex Boyd's company, which allows you to build a defined list of influencers in your niche or your space. Whenever someone, so for example, in my case, B2B marketing people, demand gen, growth, write posts, I'm able to knock through and comment on a bunch of people's content because these people are influencers already. Your comment will get seen and it will help grow your audience.
What is it?
Just use aware, no R, or just aware.co if you're Googling it.
That?
Aware or use aware, sorry. There's no R afterwards, just use aware.
Can you?
Yeah.
Mate, it's 5:30, halfway through the week.
And I'm your third of the day. There you go.
Sorry. Now I understand. Okay. Interesting. Is this like Power In?
I would argue it's closer to like a Taplio Shield,
okay,
something like that. There's a lot of those sorts of tools, but I use different ones for different things. But specifically for commenting, I use this one.
Interesting. Okay, this is all great advice. Okay, hear what you're saying, and I respect it. And you've got some good goals there. You're looking to own this space globally as a category. Are there really B2B influencers on LinkedIn making money on a per post per model? Or is this just a fantasy?
Yeah, they're making a lot. I think our top creators probably making nearly 50K a year, close to.
Okay. I'm interested. Okay. Moving on from Fluencer, tell us a little bit more about, for those that don't know, obviously I do, because I've invested in a few things for you. What's this revenue syndicate? Why did you found it? What does a general partner mean? And what do you look for? Who are you investing and where you're taking it?
Sure. So when I was early on in my career, I always wanted to, my end goal is to be a venture capitalist. I really like the idea of being able to help founders grow through a blend of capital and advice. And to become a VC, you either need to have an investment banking background or be a successfully exited operator, especially if you wanted to create your own fund. And when I was about 24 or 25, I went for lunch with someone you know, James, Enrique, who gave me some awesome advice, which was, if you ever want to start your own company, you should invest the smallest amount of money you can into as many companies as possible with your sales commission, so that you get investor updates. And then you can see behind the scenes and what struggles, issues, and things actually go into behind building a company. And so I did that with, I think the tickets I was investing was about £2,000 to £3,000 in a variety of different startups. And then I started talking to a few friends about it who are account executives who had a bit of extra commission every month. And from there, we had a WhatsApp group of 20 people. And then myself, John Eilert, and Misha Jeswell Kenyon, who were accomplished AEs at that time, decided to formalize it and create a syndicate, which essentially just wraps a group of lots of different investments under the same legal umbrella to invest in early stage startups. The kind of companies that we purposely looked for was anything that was revenue related. So that could be a customer success, account management. It could be basically just tech enabled businesses that we thought were interesting and actually had some promise. What a general partner is we essentially will evaluate the deals, put together a deck about why we think this is a good opportunity, some analysis about the space, the industry, due diligence. So we spend a lot of time whenever we push a deal forward saying, is this actually even an idea worth it from other experts in the industry? And that's one of the benefits of the syndicate, is that you have 900 people who, like, we have C-level people from publicly traded companies in the group who are real experts, been doing it for 3 or 4 years. And so they can look at one of these platforms and say, yes, this has got legs, or no, it doesn't. And so we partnered with a lot of VC firms actually to help vet a lot of their deals, because we have so many of these revenue leaders in the syndicate. The general plan for it is we eventually plan to become the revenue fund and go and raise an initial fund, and then be able to just operate as a venture capital firm. But the community of revenue syndicate will always exist in tangent as well.
I love it. Now, here's a question for you. What's happened with the high net worth investor updates, and who can and cannot invest?
So they rolled it back because there was so much uproar in the investment community to what it was in 2024. So you can invest if you are either a director of a company that's doing over $1 million a year, if you have at least 2 years in a accredited, a sophisticated investor is someone who's a financial professional, so like a trader for JP Morgan, for example, someone like that. And then finally, if you have net income over £100,000, or if you have net assets worth over £250,000. And so the barrier, if you're again in a sales-based role, meets the criteria of most account executives at the lowest level.
Okay. And generally, how many opportunities do you pitch out to your audience a month? How many investments have you made to date? What's the typical investment that the syndicate makes?
We do about 1 a month, but sometimes we will miss a month because we just don't think there's anything worth investing in. Like, there's nothing worse than us, giving our seal of approval and saying, hey, everyone, you should, get behind this specific opportunity. It's much better that we're diligent and only put forward things that we actually think have legs. In terms of our average ticket size, ranges, but at the moment, I believe it's about 60 to 70K, something like that. One important note for anyone listening or rewatching this, we are a support ticket. What that means is you need to have a lead. So you need to have someone like Fuel Ventures or Ascension or Tiger or name any VC fund who has agreed to do a term sheet, and then we will come in as a partner with them. We don't lead rounds.
Got it. Okay. So you've told us about the ambition to build a VC in the future. Do you think your LinkedIn profile is representative of the direction that you want to go, or not today?
No, because the path for me is I have my own roadmap that I've wrote out, and I adjust it at the end of every year. And for me to reach my end goal, I plan to have a successful exit, which I hope is Fluencer. And so all of my marketing and LinkedIn profile is directed towards that, and will be for however long it takes to reach that that point.
Okay. Well, I love this. I think this is very cool. I think the opportunity to grow, build, develop is exciting. I think you're really, you do need to be drinking your own champagne. Do you know what I think would be really cool? Is you publicly sharing how you became a successful LinkedIn influencer in 2025 and made X amount of money per post per month.
I can share case studies of other creators, but I myself don't have the intention of becoming a LinkedIn creator in that format, at least right now.
Fair enough. I just thought it would be a good idea. But if you're going to burn it,
I'm more interested in getting you, James. I'm not bothered about it. I'm more interested in getting you and whoever else works with us to.
Yeah, you make me some money. I'm going to tell a lot of friends. So that's the goal. So in summary, to wrap this conversation up, which has been awesome, let me know what your major goals are for 2025 when it comes to LinkedIn.
Major goals for 2020, is it by the end of 2025?
Yeah, by the end of 2025.
I would aim for, let's say, 20k followers, and I would have liked to have done 1.5 million impressions.
Wow, I like it. Well, Hector, it's been an absolute pleasure. You're one of my favourite guys in London. I love the graft. I love the honesty. I love how well you're doing with this new business. Let's keep going. Everybody, you've been listening to the LinkedIn Teardown with your host, James Ski, and my wonderful guest, Hector Forwood. Exciting to see where this goes in 2024, 2025 and beyond. Have a great day, everybody. Hector, just hold back.
Thanks, everyone. Cheers, James.